Three, two, one, ghost. Hey, everybody, welcome to 3, 2, 1, Ghost. I'm your host with the silent G, Kyle, and as always, joined by my pal Natalie. Hey, Natalie, how are you?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. You grew up having strong relationships with a number of your cousins. I know
Yes.
I did as well. Shout out to my Texas family, my Philly family, and all the sporadic, lake trips and holiday things and the get-togethers of sorts. But you had, I'm thinking of, your cousin Vinny we've brought up before,
hmm
you know,
Local legend.
local legend, scene legend. Would you say, and maybe I'll text him and ask him too, but would you say, are you the Elijah Wood or the Macaulay Culkin of that group, of that duo?
Ooh,
Are you the good one or the evil one?
dang. I feel like both of us were equally as good and bad, but uh, I guess if I had to pick a side, I would say Vinny would be the good one and I would be the bad one.
That would be my observation, like as a passive observer for the many years I've known the both of you.
He was just generally more chill than I was as a kid. So I think that automatically puts him in the plus column because I had a hot temper. Hot temper.
That's not surprising to me. But you know
Thank
what? Your
you.
joy is very intense as well, and I appreciate that about you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I just I wouldn't want you near any like handmade like bolt guns.
Oh my gosh, I would never shoot an animal.
Yeah.
Never in my life.
That's usually like exhibit A for psychotic children that become serial killers,
Absolutely. hmm
right? So,
Yeah, it's like practice of taking a life.
and what I don't like about it too is like in horror movies, I hate that trope of like you introduce whatever this danger is in a movie by usually killing the family pet first or killing some sort of an
hmm
animal. Like this idea, I've been on this rant before, but like that's like a practice round, like that life does
Yeah.
not matter the same way that a human life does, and there are plenty of humans that I could give two fucks if they live or die, but
Oh, see,
dogs are sweet.
I think it's the opposite. I feel like it's a way for them to test out how it feels to take a life. And, but with pets, no one's investigating the crime of how they died. So there's less consequence there. So they're not faced with that part. But I do think
Because
it's
societally,
a test.
we do not value animals' lives the same way we do people's.
We'll get to that. But well, yeah, I mean, obviously, like they're gonna investigate the crime of a person and someone's poor dog.
Yeah.
Probably just the person who owns that dog.
Hey everybody. We are talking about we've been a little horror adjacent lately, between Clue,
This
between
month.
this, and I don't shy away from it. Like, yeah, certainly there's plenty of horror movies we haven't covered, but we're also 140 something in. I'm like, let's be a little loosey goosey. Let's
Oh yeah.
and what I've really been hungry for, Natalie, is child violence. There is not enough of it, and I was like,
This is a good one.
let's get to some child on child violence, and
Mhm.
this is a movie that I had never seen before. Have you?
What? You had never seen this before?
Not the whole way. No.
OMG. Okay, so I had never watched this movie as an adult. So this was my first ever watch in my adulthood. I probably watched it when I was maybe like in middle school or high school again, but I had seen this movie a lot.
Yeah. 1993 is The
Like,
Good Son, by the way.
yeah, we should say what movie we're talking about. But gosh, I feel like by the time I was like 10 to 12, I had seen this movie at least 5 or 6 times. Like I remembered this plot really well. And I'm like, why was I watching this repeatedly?
I love
So,
I love the idea of you've got obviously Macaulay Culkin in this, doing like, obviously he, did the Home Alone movies, and then the
He was a big star at this point.
and the only other movies I knew of him in was like this and then My Girl. So it was either like
Hmm.
Home Alone or like, and then every other movie was how many ways can we kill this fucker? How many ways we could just kill this
Yeah.
child? I wonder how many other movies he dies in. I wonder if those are
Aw.
just the two. Spoiler alert, by the way, for My Girl, but it's kind of like a big part of My Girl.
If you haven't seen My Girl by now, like you're gonna get spoilers, but it's about the journey with that movie more so than the ending. But yeah, I feel like this was a big deal that Macaulay Culkin was in this. Like he was hot shit at this point because he had already done Home Alone 2 even. Like this was after that. And Elijah Wood was just kind of coming up in the world.
Well, it was kind of like a Bill Murray Razor's Edge kind of situation. I forget what that movie was, where like he wouldn't do Ghostbusters unless, they let him do this movie, or maybe he wouldn't do Ghostbusters 2 unless they let him do this like super dramatic movie.
Hmm.
But it was kind of the same thing where Macaulay Culkin's dad, who was his manager, was like, he is not doing Home Alone 2 unless he gets to do The Good Son.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
so Fox was just like, all right, fine, fuck, all right. You want to drop your kid off a cliff, all right, if I can go for it, dude. You know.
Yeah.
But this idea to show like range, so he wasn't just this child
Yes.
actor doing the kind of cute, memeable, funny bits. I guess nothing was like memeable necessarily in 1993,
Hmm.
but yeah, reading just some of the production notes on Wikipedia here. Um, I did think it was funny. Following the successes of Home Alone and Silence of the Lambs, both of which demonstrate the box office appeal of a movie about kids and of an extreme thriller, respectively. So it wasn't like, because at first I was like, wait, hold on. What do Home Alone and Silence of the Lambs have in common? But no, it's just the idea that Home Alone was successful, Silence of the
Yeah.
Lambs was successful. And they were like, so
Put them together.
people like crazy people killing people, and they also like kids like having fun, getting adventures and
Being
plotting
like
things.
maybe kids being in starring roles.
It's like how I don't know. I know I can't come up with like a dumb example off the top of my head, but it's like yeah, it's like well, Obsession was really popular this year, and Toy Story 5 is really popular. So clearly it makes sense to combine, right? We
Yeah.
need to have some animated feature where with a monkey's paw gone, I guess not monkey's paw gone wrong, monkey's paw gone by design, I suppose. But I feel like that
Maybe
was missing. It's funny to think about.
maybe he thought that the thriller genre was missing something with children because I do feel like the late 80s, early 90s had a special place for like these like erotic thrillers or like suspenseful like thriller type
Where do children
movies.
come in
And
to this?
so, well, no, that's what I'm saying. So now he's like, well, what if we did a thriller that like is family oriented, but it's still dark?
It's got to
So
be
could be.
erotic.
It's got to be erotic. Now
No
that's the thing. Yeah,
interest.
I'm like, for a thriller to work, it does need to be erotic. Like,
Yeah,
absolutely.
there's this movie that's out that I want to see called Night Nurse. It's an erotic thriller
Oh, yeah,
in an
yeah.
old folks home, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, that
Where's this going?
yeah, hey, I've read the headlines somewhere that STDs pass fastest through
Mm-hmm.
those sorts of
Old
places.
people be fucking.
Yeah, and as they should. Good for them.
Yeah, good for them.
So this movie was delayed a little bit. And originally it was supposed to be Mary Steenburgen in the role of Aunt Susan, which would
Oh.
have would have added some gravitas to it,
Probably.
Love
Yeah.
her.
Hmm.
Fucking and she's not even in this movie. Industry legend Mary Steenburgen. Um
She still gets an industry legend.
yeah. Um So she gets replaced by Wendy Crewson, but also that allowed Elijah Wood to be in this movie. Um, love Elijah Wood.
I do too.
Yeah,
I love him so much.
yeah. I'll toss him an industry legend award.
I'll forgive him for the Lord of the Rings, but other than that,
That's
love
that
him.
I don't obsess about Lord of the Rings the same way other people in our lives do. Um, other people we share mortgages and children with, you know, and but at the same time, he does a great job in those movies. And
Oh, he's great. The I just like I'm just not interested in those movies whatsoever.
yeah. Mm,
And I've watched all three multiple times, so nobody get on me about it because literally, and the extended ones too.
yeah, that's tough. I'd say
Yeah.
no movie deserves to be over an hour and a half. I fully
Yeah.
fully will stand by that. And I think people will be like, well, yeah, but that's an exception. And I'm like, I don't think those movies are an
No,
exception.
it's not.
But
Mm.
I don't know. But then I'd be like, well, just make an hour and a half movie movies out of this. But like, I don't know. And then you'd have to make like just 8 Lord of the Rings movies. I don't know. Maybe.
He just has so many other fun movies that he's in that I like. There's so many that I would list before that. I mean, paycheck wise, good for him. Get the check. He's set for life because of Lord of the Rings.
I don't know
But
how much he was paid. I don't know how that worked out, but
oh my gosh, he had to have been paid so much money. I'll look into that later because I am curious.
I
But
think,
by the second movie, like after they saw how much money the first movie made, come
yeah, but
on.
they filmed them all at the same time.
Did they really? Oh my God.
Yeah.
What are they doing that for fucking years?
Yes.
Was that like 10 years of their lives?
Clearly, you didn't watch the bonus
I did
DVD
not watch the
features.
special features. No.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Natalie, everyone is just groaning listening to this, rolling their eyes at you.
Good. Good.
But what was I talking about? Lord of the Rings? Elijah
The good
Wood.
son. Elijah Wood.
Yeah. So,
He gets an industry legend.
and I think he does a good job in this. I mean, for a child actor, like I think he does a good job.
Hmm. Absolutely.
He's
He
cute.
he he gets the boring role of the two boys. So
A little bit. I think he gets a little bit to I don't know. I think he shows more range than Macaulay Culkin does. Macaulay Culkin just is this kind of like
he has to be really like
cryptic,
emotionless.
like, you
Yeah.
know,
A lot of squinting,
yeah, a lot of squinting. Like, oh, you wouldn't
a
think
lot of
that
smirks.
I would. I don't know. It's not doing much for me, but Elijah Wood does a good job.
Hmm.
Yeah. So let's see. This movie is directed by Joseph Rubin, who is known for The Stepfather, if you remember that one, and then Sleeping with the Enemy,
Hmm.
which I also have not seen. Have you? Feels like a movie you would have seen.
It is it is a movie that I have seen, but only as a child.
Yeah.
I've never seen it as an adult, another one. So I could probably go back to that one. It's got Julia Roberts. I love her.
It's a thriller, so we'll see if we want to call it horror adjacent enough.
And if it's called Sleeping with the Enemy, it's probably a little bit erotic. So,
There's got to be at least, and it's not slept with the enemy, so it's not like
no, they're actively
you are in the process of sleeping with the enemy in this movie, and that's what people buy their tickets for, right?
exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, I hadn't seen this movie before. It was a blind spot for me, so I was happy to see it.
Hmm.
I've been thinking about suggesting it for a while, and then since we're on my birthday month, I was like, fuck it, throw it in, let's do it.
Love it.
Yeah, but I don't know. Did you like it when it came out, or at least when you watched it for the first time?
As a kid, I think I liked it because I recognized Macaulay Culkin and I liked horror. So it was interesting to see a horror movie that was starring kids.
Hmm.
But I mean, as far as like family thrillers, I would say The Hand That Rocks the Cradle was probably more of a favorite for
Mm.
me, which also I had no business watching as a child. But obviously I liked it if I watched it multiple times. It must have been on the fucking TV all the time.
Yeah, so like I said, it was a blind spot for me, but I'm happy to watch it now. And I think I had a good enough time with it, I think.
Yeah, that's kind of how movies like this feel. Not necessarily, they're not perfect, but it's definitely a little time capsule. It feels like 1993 in like a lot of fun ways.
I think so too. And maybe, I mean, clearly, like, I mean, it made enough money when it came out, but I, it'd be interesting having someone watch it now without like the context of like the, you know, lack of better phrase, like stunt casting, with Macaulay Culkin going
Hmm.
against type on this one, you know. So I guess maybe if you were like really in the like the Home Alone mania of like the early 90s and you watched this movie, it'd be like, what the fuck?
Because he does say, "Don't fuck with me," which
Yeah,
probably people were like, "Oh my God, the
that is a fun
Kevin
one.
McAllister just said fuck."
Oh, yeah, and I guess see, I don't think it's that much against type because like you have Home
No,
Alone, he already is a psychopath child.
I wouldn't fuck with him.
Yeah, like I
Kevin? Absolutely
Kevin
not.
McAllister seems like a kid that says fuck.
Absolutely, he
He just
does.
happened to
Yeah.
be in a PG rated movie, you know?
Yeah. So they had to just edit that out.
But I do feel like, yeah, there would have been I mean, I guess they wouldn't let him do made too many like mousetrap type contraptions or some shit to kill people with in this movie because that would have been a little
Hmm.
too close. But yeah, I feel like this movie is like, yeah, what if that kid actually was crazy?
I know.
Yeah. So now this movie, didn't win a whole lot of awards. It was nominated for a Saturn Award in 1994 for Best Horror Movie.
Oh. Would you call this a horror movie?
Called Horror Adjacent. Um, it
Yeah.
was a it was a pretty weak year. Um, but Army of Darkness won that year.
Okay, that's probably the better choice.
Yeah, I'd probably say so too. More just kind of inventive, you know, probably more
Hmm.
fun at least. And then
And more spooky things for sure.
yeah, yeah. And then also 1994, it was a Saturn Award winner for the best performance by a younger actor for Elijah Wood.
Okay, good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, he beat both. Damn, that's a stacked fucking year. It's wild that Macaulay Culkin wasn't even nominated in this category, but you
Hmm.
had Joseph Mazzello and Ariana Richards, the two kids from Jurassic Park, and
Oh,
Christina Ricci from Addams Family Values, which I'm like,
dang.
Christina Ricci should have.
Christina Ricci should have won, absolutely. And also,
Yeah.
if I had to have a runner-up, I would say I forget her name, the girl from Jurassic Park.
Ariana Richards, yeah, she's great.
She's great. Her like scared performance is so
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Her reaction scares are pretty fun.
Yeah,
So I'm ready to hop into this movie. How about you?
let's do it.
So is this like Utah area? Like where does northern Arizona? Where does this take place? In the like where does it
I
start?
I don't know where this takes place, but they're definitely somewhere cold.
Well, no, not where Macaulay Culkin lives, but where
Oh, where he's playing soccer.
yeah,
Oh, because clearly it's much nicer weather wherever they're from.
right. And then
So he's far from home.
because the movie starts well, it showing like all these like, mountains and valleys and such, and then him just Macaulay Culkin, this child, or sorry, Elijah Wood, this child, Mark,
Mhm.
just like standing like in the middle of this nothingness, like I don't know, just gazing upon like he's Simba looking over Pride Rock or some shit. You know what I mean? It was very strange. And I was like, who is this? Why is this happening? But then you find out that it is him later on in the movie. I don't know.
Mm.
But
I would think that would be either, I guess, California or Arizona, New Mexico.
I'm thinking Northern Arizona or Utah, but
Okay.
yeah. So He's playing soccer, as children do, and that dad like locks down that look of
Something bad's
some
happening.
some bad happened. And and
Yeah.
I and then it's so strange because like Elijah Wood's character is like at first I'm like, man, he's handling all of this like very well. Like this character was written like as an adult.
His mom clearly has been sick for a while.
I guess so. Yeah, I couldn't tell if it
Yeah.
was like a sudden thing or she's
No, you can tell. I'm assuming the context of this is that she's been sick for a
mm,
while, and the dad like gave him the look like she's not gonna make it,
yeah.
which I think just adds to what I think is like one of the funniest parts of this movie.
What's that?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
There was one, like, I think unintentionally funny part of this because they go and visit the mom in the hospital, and Elijah Wood, just kind of keeping his cool, like, she knows she's dying, and
Yeah,
he goes, like, you're not gonna die, I won't let you.
I
I
promise you.
promise you. And it just smash cuts to a funeral.
That was hilarious. I had to pause. I had to pause. I was laughing so hard. I was like, you cannot promise someone who is on their deathbed that you're not going to let them die. You're just going to be letting yourself down because she knew.
Yeah.
She knew she was gone. Like, she knew it. So I would have been like, ooh, don't make that promise. You're going to be regretting it the rest of your life.
But then even then,
That shit was funny.
yeah, it was really funny. And even then he's like not entirely. He's like, yeah, hey, she could come back. You never know. I don't
Yeah.
want to keep anything
Yeah.
off the table. So technically, maybe I still didn't break my promise. Like I think he was just making this whole thing up about his mom showing up and
Yeah.
resurrecting.
I know this poor kid starts believing in reincarnation, like just to cope, I think.
To
So
which I'm
it's
like, what kind of like
bad.
Pet Cemetery evoking movie is this? I was like, is
Yeah.
I was like, is
He's like, she's coming back,
is the
Dad.
mom gonna crawl out of that well? You know? But yeah, I even put that in my note. Just yeah, you're not gonna die, won't let you, and then just cut straight to the funeral. Um,
Yeah, that's pretty good.
yeah, and then even during like the like, the after funeral party, whatever you call it, wake. I don't know.
No, the wake is beforehand. If you're looking, like if you have an open casket or not, like to just gather and say goodbyes.
Yeah. So, but after that, they've all gathered. And the dad's just like, oh, yeah, I also have this like work trip I got to take, to Tokyo. That's going to be 2 weeks. And
Life changing.
yeah, and then Uncle Wallace, who is his brother, is like, hey, dude, you gotta go do it. I'll watch the kid. How hard can it fucking be? I had three, I've got two at home. So
So 2 out of 3 ain't
two
bad.
out of three ain't bad. I didn't even think about that of like I was like, you let one of your kids drown. I don't know if I'm immediately going to choose you to watch my children, but
Yeah,
two
I
out of
have
three
some
ain't bad.
thoughts. I have some thoughts about their parenting.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Um, so the brother's like, hey man, I got you. Dude, if whatever trip you got to take, if this is what's gonna, I guess, be your big break or something that he'll never have to
Now,
travel again.
I'm sorry, if you are going to take a 2 week work trip that is going to make it so that you never have to travel for work and presumably like work again, because they mentioned like millions, are they doing crime?
Right.
Him and his brother? Like I feel like they must be doing crime.
And it was funny because like I was my wife was coming in and out while I was watching this, and she was just saying like, yeah, a movie like this could never be made now. To which I'd be like, yeah, because they have Zoom. Why the fuck would he need to be going all the way to fucking Tokyo for this?
That's true. Then everything would have been
Yeah,
fine.
everything would have been fine. So yeah, I was like, yeah, they clearly could not make this movie today. But
Mm-mm.
also, just for a lack of just doing anything efficiently, they choose to
Oh my gosh.
drive all the way across the country, basically from I'm gonna guess Utah to like Maine, Massachusetts, somewhere on the
It
East Coast,
feels very
Northeast.
upper East Coast, high income area. That house.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
a big old house on that lake.
Hmm.
Yeah. And
And like, have they never met these two kids?
they have, I think,
It feels like they haven't met before.
mm, no,
Or oh, the wife implies that they haven't seen him since he was like one.
yeah, so I think it's just been a long time.
She says, yeah, she says it's been 10 years,
Yeah.
which feels wild if him and his brother work together.
And we meet, well, I don't think they work together.
Wasn't he the one that told him to take the trip?
Well, I think he was just telling him to take the trip like as advice as a brother.
Oh, I thought they were in an office.
No, they're in the after
Oh,
funeral
okay.
party.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
So
Yeah.
so we meet Aunt Susan and then, Uncle Wallace again and their
Hmm.
kids, Henry, played by Macaulay Culkin, and then what's her face? Connie?
Connie,
Connie.
who's his real life sister.
Yeah, they also demanded that she be in this movie as well. They always sneak an
Hmm.
extra Culkin or two.
She's not as good of an actress as
No, but she's
as Macaulay.
she's fine. Yeah, like
No, she's fine. Yeah, she's serviceable for her age.
yeah. Um they're there for like the evening and the dad's like, "Oh, okay. Had dinner. I guess I'm just gonna drive all the way back now." So he's like, "All right, see you later." It doesn't even say for a full day. He's like, "All right, I guess I'm going back to Utah. I'll see you
Mm-mm.
later." And then
Yeah.
flying to
Or to the
Tokyo.
airport.
Yeah, like why didn't they just fly him over
Fly him
there?
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
I've
already leaving him for 2 weeks.
I've flown on a plane by myself as a 11-year-old.
Yeah, I never flew on a plane by myself as a child.
But they do like so there's now some kids will just fucking like their children or parents will just fucking just send them and they're going and that
Hmm.
feels not safe, right? But
No.
this is a different world in the 90s. But
Yeah.
two, like when I did it, when I flew to Virginia Beach from from San Diego area, it was yeah, there was more of like a thing, like where it was like I was a child, but maybe like my mom paid extra to have like a flight attendant who like knew I was a child flying by myself, who
That's not how it works.
who came and was like, "All right, hi, I'm gonna make sure you get to your seat. You're good." And then when there was a layover, because there was a layover, like I had to stay on the plane, and they helped me, like, walk me off the plane, walked me to this waiting area, whatever.
You're hilarious, Kyle. You don't pay extra for that. They have to do that if you have a minor flying on their own.
Because see, I remember trying to tell this story to an ex of mine years ago when we were still dating, and she was like, No, that's fucking wild. I just flew on my own. Like no one did any of that for me. Like, and I'm like, are you
I,
sure? I think
I think it's if you're over, I think if you're 13 or
maybe
older, and
that's
then if you're
it.
12 or under, you're considered a minor that like they need to like check in on frequently.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, because yeah, like hey, I was a, you know, sweet rosy cheeks, pretty young boy. I feel like I would get trafficked.
And this was pre-Final Destination, so you wouldn't have been as afraid
I don't
to
I
fly.
don't know if it was. This would have been summer of yeah, 99 or 2000, so maybe around that. Maybe I just hadn't
Okay.
watched it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go. Um, so the dad leaves him there and it's like, "Hey, bro, you are going to be staying here for a little while. This is probably for the better. There's kids your age here, so it'll be fine. I'll be back in
Okay.
a couple weeks."
I I need to make something very clear while we're in this area of the
Uh-huh.
movie. Growing up watching this movie, I was always under the impression that he was going to live with them forever. I don't
Oh,
know if I just like skimmed through the beginning of this movie when I was a kid and I just wanted to get to the good shit, but I, because of how poorly these parents handle this situation, I just thought that he was like adopted part of their family since his mom died. Like, I don't know why, but watching it this time, I was like, oh shit, he's not even actually living there. This is only supposed to be a 2 week trip. Things escalated quickly. But I just wanted to throw that out there because this was the first time I watched this movie through the lens of the fact that he's only supposed to be there for 2 weeks. So my mind was fucking blown.
Yeah, I'm thinking like if it was supposed to be just a really temporary situation, I would have maybe as a child handled this a little differently, being like, look, I just need to
Absolutely.
keep my head down and just fucking let
Yeah.
this go.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Um,
Yeah.
but the next morning it seems like everything's gonna be pretty chill. Looks like the kids are gonna get along fine. Like him and Henry, they're the same
Yeah.
age, and then also gets along with Connie just well. And like Elijah Wood's a sweet
Mm-hmm.
little kid, you know.
Yeah.
Um, really trying to pretend that he's emotionally got everything under control, but like he's a child. He does not.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, basically everything seems pretty fine until like 5 minutes in. Um,
No, he literally gives it less than half a day to start acting weird.
dude, not even half a morning, like before they're
Yeah.
climbing up literally the tallest, most frankly dangerous treehouse you could build for a child.
This this whole conversation is going to be me because these are not real parents. I'm going to go real hard on them. Who the fuck built this treehouse? Who allowed this treehouse to be built? It's insane. Do you want to hear something even more insane about this treehouse,
Sure.
Kyle? It's fucking real. Those kids were actually climbing up that tree. They had attachments. Elijah Wood and Macaulay Culkin did all of their own stunts in this movie.
Good for them.
When I say all of their own stunts, yes, they were hanging off the cliff. They taught them how to like rock climb and climb with these like like at a rock climbing place how they have you attached like with a belt and everything.
Because I guess they don't have child stunt actors, right? Usually they probably have very
Like
short,
small like women
smaller
usually.
people. And
Yeah.
because it's not like there's, like it's already enough what, child actors have to be put through by their parents. But I
Yeah.
would imagine the ones be like, hey, look, you're not going to be a good actor. So here's what we're going to do, little Becky. I'm gonna sign you up to be a stunt actor. You're like, my kid will do it. You don't have to pay us
Yeah.
as much. We'll
Can you
we'll
imagine?
dangle off the side of that cliff.
Yeah, so they did their own stunts. And the first thing, I didn't even think about them hanging off those rocks at first. I thought about this specific scene with this tree house because they're like I climbed a lot of shit when I was a kid around this age and I would not have gone in that tree house. Absolutely not. So, yeah, these kids they did their own stunts, which I just think is wild. But yeah, fuck those parents for even allowing this tree house to happen.
That's wild. And then when Elijah Wood slips and Macaulay Culkin grabs him before he pulls him up, he takes a long pause
Oh my
and is
God.
like, and again, just immediately, if I let you go, you think you'll fly? And you're just like,
No.
don't say that shit to me. What, like, what? You want me
Mm-mm.
to ponder on that as I'm hanging here?
Yeah.
No. Oh, Jesus. And already I'd be like, okay, I need to fucking keep my head down and not, because,
Absolutely. I'd be like, maybe we're not hanging out.
yeah, this kid's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Lock yourself up in a room with your Game Boy.
Right. Yeah, you don't see that Game Boy again for the rest of the movie. I'm like, dude, what do you got what are you
Oh,
playing over there? Like
yeah.
do that. Um, but Mark shrugs it off, right? And he's just like, all right, once again, this I'm not going to see this as a red flag just yet. But so they continue on their horseplay, their child adventures, running through graveyards and smashing warehouse windows and hidden well cigarettes and the usual.
Yeah. Doing all kinds of 90s kid
I
shit.
love that, dude. Especially, yeah, just when Macaulay Culkin just pulls out a cigarette and he's like, ah, fuck it, man.
Everybody dies.
Everybody dies, bro.
Everyone who smokes says that too.
Yeah.
You're gonna go sooner or later, so why the fuck not?
Yeah. So then just like over a cigarette, Macaulay Culkin's like, by the way, my brother drowned. A kid brother. He's dead. And he's like, yeah. Yeah, I watched him a little bit. Yeah, he looked real blue. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
Red flags, red
Yeah, oh
flags.
my God. Let's see. Next day you meet like the town scary dog that just
I'm assuming he's like to
roams the town.
defend whatever property they're on.
I think probably protects people from Macaulay Culkin because as the dog was chasing them on that bridge and barking, I would just imagine the dog just going like bark, bark, bark. That kid's crazy. Stay away. Bark, 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 bark,
Yeah.
bark.
I've seen what he's been up to in these
And
woods.
that's why Macaulay Culkin kills him later. Also, dog death.
Maybe.
Oh, so dumb.
Yeah. I think I'm assuming that they were like taking a shortcut through somebody's like property or like dock, and that dog is like a guard
Doc
dog.
dog.
Dock dog.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah. Um, and then they go ahead and then they spy on the mom for a little bit, who also like has like a this I just call it a meditation cliff. Um,
Oh yeah.
where she
Real safe.
yeah, she just goes to the edge of this like rocky cliff and like just kind of stares out to ponder on things for a little bit.
Hmm.
So they're staring at her for a little bit. Henry's like, yeah, cool. All right, next. Here's my giant like steel bolt gun that I've built. Oh, Jesus. And then at some point in this, Mark also steps away to meet with like the town therapist, who's this older
Yeah,
lady.
because Susan brings that up to the dad, Mark's dad, about like, hey, do you mind if I have him go talk to the therapist?
Yeah, it's probably smart. Though I didn't find her
Yeah.
very helpful.
Oh my God, she's the world's worst fucking therapist.
Probably. I'm sure there's
The way
worse therapists in
it's
horror movies that we've covered, but she's
it's the way,
she's a nominee.
Kyle. It's the way that she guesses what he's thinking in the most awful way. Like he's like, "Oh, like I did something bad." She's like, "Oh, did you make a promise to your dead mother that you would keep her alive and now she's not alive, so now you feel like it's her fault that she died and you think about that every night and have nightmares about it and it's probably going to ruin your relationships in the future." And he's like, "Whoa."
You're like, you like, sure, maybe, but get the fuck out of here. Like,
Yeah, like she just like the you're not supposed to jump that way. Like especially with a child, like you're putting ideas into their
it's like
head.
leading the
Girl.
witness, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but I mean, ultimately, I think talking to somebody's probably for the better, right? Because Mark is
For sure.
clearly not processing this completely well because he also
Yeah.
that night confuses Aunt Susan for like his ghost mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. Then it plants
That is a
this.
ghostly robe she was wearing.
That's kind of on her for dressing up real
Yeah.
ghostly, walking through
And and there was like a breeze kind of happening.
and having that same like 90s like pixie haircut that,
No, the mom had long hair.
oh, I guess maybe just not in the hospital.
No, her hair was like tied back, probably because she was losing her hair.
Oh, got it, got it, got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, Henry also sees this and starts plotting a little bit. He's like, don't fucking come
Mm-hmm.
here and confuse my mom for the ghost of your mom. Get the fuck out of here. Not in my house.
Yeah.
So naturally things escalate. Then fortunately we have this dog death, and then Henry just shoots it with this bolt gun that he crafted somehow,
Hmm.
out of this shed that only he goes to. That's on the side of this house that we'll get to later on, but
Yeah, we'll get in that shed later, but I will tell you, under no circumstances would my son's 11 for reference for
he
everyone
is he is good
listening.
son age,
He's good son age.
prime good son age.
These kids are supposed to be 12. So my son just turned 11 a couple months ago. And what I will say is when you're that age, you don't get your own private area to just do whatever you
His
want
kids will be up to
in.
something.
Like exactly. Like I don't look through his shit or anything like that, but he really doesn't have any place to hide things. Like it's his room is very open. He doesn't have his own shed or garage or anything like that. That's insane. And she even asked them, like, what are you boys up to today? And he's like, it's top secret. I'd be like, no, no, it wasn't actually a question. Like,
Tell
or like
me.
it's not rhetorical. Like I need you to fucking tell me where you're going to be all day. Tell me. Yeah. So oh,
That's
Susan.
that questionable parenting you were talking about.
And
Yeah.
she's a stay-at-home mom. So there's no reason that she shouldn't know everything that's going
Yeah,
on.
what else? What on earth else is she doing?
Yeah, like I again, she's a fictional mom, so I'm not gonna judge her, but that is your primary job, girl. Your primary job is to watch these kids and you let one drown on your watch. Like, come
I
on
like how
now.
she's like, whoa,
Come
whoa, whoa, whoa,
on.
whoa, whoa. I am a stay-at-home mom. Yes. Now, the fact that I'm a mom and I stay at home are two separate things.
She's like, whoa, whoa,
Me
whoa.
staying at home does not suppose that that means I'm going to be extra
To
mom.
mother.
Yeah, I'm not staying at
Yeah.
home to mother. I am. I just happen to
It's
be
because
a
I can't.
mom.
It's because I can't
I don't
work.
want to work.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So shout out to Susan for getting that sweet deal.
yeah. So here you are questioning Susan. Here I am being like, good on her.
She's smart. Oh, and then she makes that kid sit down for breakfast. She makes Mark sit down for breakfast, and then fucking Henry is calling out to him, and she's like, "Go ahead. I'll see you at lunch." She's not going to see that child for the next 4 to 5 hours, is what she's saying, because I'm presuming it's like 9 a.m. Good for you, Susan. Like, go watch your daytime soaps. You're gonna have a great
I
time.
mean, as kids in the 90s, like, we were gone just
We were very free
for
range.
hours without
Hmm.
our parents following up with us.
For
I
sure.
don't know. But so yeah, like unfortunately Mark catches up with Henry and Henry fixes the sight on his bolt gun and yeah, so it kills his dog. But like says like I was only trying to scare him and like even I said it in a more convincing way than he did.
Oh yeah, you said you put way too much emotion into
Yeah,
it.
like he was just like I can't even like
He
he is a
also
good
just had this long, long pause of satisfaction too.
hmm
Like if you actually were feeling emotion about that, you probably would do like a or something, like you would like react like, "Oh my God, like I didn't mean to. I was trying." He's like, "I was just trying to scare him."
even
Does that feel right?
even that felt more believable.
Too
Yeah,
remorseful?
too
Oh no.
remorseful. He was not even trying.
Okay, so maybe he did act this shit out of this,
But
huh?
then so quickly was like, well, Mark, you came with me to do this. So kind of you did it too,
Yeah.
or maybe he says that later
He's
on, but like fool's Mark, I guess,
yeah.
because he's like, all right, I'll help you dump this body of this dog in that well. At least it's in the graveyard already. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, we took him to the graveyard. It's where you take dead things. But I don't know, dumping
Yeah.
it in a well where there potentially is like a water supply is a good
Can
idea.
like I don't know. I think it would have been like interesting to have the owner of that dog, because clearly they're nearby,
Hmm.
like come to their door and be like, "Hey, like have you guys seen my dog?" And like kind of give the kids like a moment of like, "Oh shit." Like I I feel bad that that dog just kind of disappears.
Because the only other like adult you hear from is like that warehouse worker like off screen being like, "What are you boys doing?"
Yeah.
Because and then yeah,
Yeah.
because it's really just the
It's a small
therapist and the
cast.
parents. Yeah. Um.
Hmm.
So again, just escalating this. The mom or Aunt Susan and Mark bond over their lost loved ones. And then yeah, and then again where like yeah, Mark not processing this well, he's like, well, but my mother's with me all the time, and then Aunt Susan's like, yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, of course, yeah, dude, she's
Yeah,
she's in
sure, sure
she's
she is.
alive in you, and then Mark's like,
Hmm.
yeah, and in you, and she's like, sure,
I'd be like,
uh,
elaborate on that.
and I'm like, we were, we're not even like in-laws. It's my brother-in-law's wife. We're not really
Hmm. Yeah.
we're we're friendly, but we're not friends.
She she can't say that to a child
Yeah.
who just lost his parent.
Yeah, just like, you know, we're cordial at places, but I don't know if her spirit's living inside me, but
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Um,
We see each other at a wedding every 5 or 6
yeah, it's
years.
like I haven't seen you in 9 years. I barely know
Yeah.
you. So,
Yeah.
but this is enough for Henry to get pissed off because he interrupts and he's like, "Hey, Mark, we got some more secret business. I need to take you to my shed and we're gonna meet Mr. Highway."
Oh man.
Jesus Christ. Um, one thing I forgot is the first time you see Henry is he's wearing whatever the fuck that mask is that he also has on Mr. Highway and has like extras, so he's got one for Mark too.
He made one for Mark. Yeah, immediately I would be like, great. I'm shacked up in a house with a kid that wears fucking masks. That always ends well.
Never, never, ever, ever. Um, so he's like, "Hey, I've got a plan. I need you to carry this like dummy, like full-grown dummy-sized man, man-sized dummy." And now,
Ask questions first before you go carrying that thing all the way across
yeah, it's like
town,
where
first of all.
where are we taking this? Where are we going?
For what purpose?
To what end? And it's to
Yeah.
go to a bridge over a highway and just throw it over. Just
For the sake of a psychotic child in a movie, I'm sorry, that shit's hilarious.
it is pretty
He had
funny.
planned this shit out. He made this dummy and was like, oh man, I can't wait to throw this off the side of the highway. And then was like, fuck, I can't lift it. I need a helper. And then he got his helper and was like, oh, today all that hard work's gonna pay
Fucking
off.
the Mr. Highway plan is back in action.
Couldn't have gone better with the fucking RV leading the charge.
Yeah.
Like that, it's actually a good crash scene.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. Yeah.
So, um, fucking they run off through the woods to go hide from like the cops and
Oh.
and then fucking Henry's just like, you know, or no, sorry, fucking Mark's just like, but buddy, you didn't tell me you were gonna do that. Like, yes, I should have.
Didn't ask.
He didn't ask. That is that is
He's,
true.
I get he's 12, but like, ask a question mark.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Um, and then fucking Henry's just like, Mark, idiot. You don't get it. We are wealthy, well-to-do young white boys. We can do whatever we want. Once I found out I can get away with murder, literally, he doesn't bring that up yet, but
Yeah.
you can fly, buddy. Just let go. Let's
Yeah.
do it. You can do it.
Yeah.
Once you've learned to have no remorse for anything you do or any
Yeah.
care about consequences, yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. He's like, yeah, I guess, yeah, if you were an absolute piece of shit, then yes, technically nothing would stop you in that regard, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. He's giving him life lessons that are just shared throughout white malehood throughout the ages. So,
Mark's like, no, maybe. But then Henry's like, oh, then fucking go tell people. I don't care. I'll tell them it was you because you're fucked up in the head. How's that sound?
yeah, I love that. He's very manipulative and clearly like his level of thinking is a little too adult.
Yeah.
For like he does have that like short-sightedness of a child where he's kind of just making it up as he goes, but he also he's way too good at manipulating for that age.
Yeah. But then he just fucking just goes off. He's like, yeah, well, I've got a sister. Maybe I'll hurt her too. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
give a
why
fuck.
not?
Maybe I killed my little brother Richard. I don't know. Who knows?
I know.
Yeah. And then fucking poor Mark's just like, I think I'm starting to kind of put this together now.
Yeah. He's like, this is a fucked up household.
Yeah. And of course, like in that part, when he's making those threats were later on back at the house. And then like um the mom pops in, being like, hey, you two, what are you doing? Stop it. Okay.
Yeah.
Off to being a stay-at-home mom.
Um, yeah, like any inquiry,
Yeah.
any
Oh,
Susan.
y'all are at each other's throats, huh? Oh, well, okay. Boys will be boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, This is pretty funny. Like the next day, Mark's at the playground and the therapist finds him there, like on the bench. And then the therapist is like, "How you doing?" And Mark's like,
Not great, girl.
or he's just like, you know stuff, right? You're an adult, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, yeah, I'd say so. I knew some stuff, sure." And he's just like, "So tell me the genesis of evil in somebody." He's like, what makes people evil? Because maybe I know someone. To which I'm like, I'll give the therapist some credit, like where she's like, evil's a little dramatic.
Yeah.
Um,
But she thinks that he's talking about himself because Mark is 12 and is not understanding that he's making it sound like he's talking about himself as someone else.
yeah. Um, but yeah, Mark is really not, you know, clearly communicating this to anybody. And then even the dad calls once, but Henry intercepts that one. And again, just the great parenting here, where, the dad calls, Henry picks up, and he's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Dude, everything's great, honestly. I think he like, I
Yeah.
think he loves it here, and kind of we love him
Yeah.
too." And then the
Yeah.
dad's just like, "Cool, all right, that's all I needed to hear. See you later." I don't need,
Thanks,
yeah, thanks,
12-year-old.
12-year-old. I don't need to talk to any of the adults. I don't need to ask where your parents are.
Mhm.
I'm good. Don't
Yeah.
worry about me.
Yeah. I know Susan's at home somewhere doing something.
Yeah. Um, and that evening at dinner, Henry's still trying to stir shit up, being like, "Hey, fucking this weirdo, Mark really wants to fucking shack up in our my dead brother's room. That's strange, right?"
I love it. He just does it just to hurt his mom. It's so fucked up.
Dude, and then the dad kind of not helping by being like,
Oh my gosh, having that conversation in front of the children as well
"Yeah,
is so
it's so
inappropriate.
wild." I'm like, like trying to like push her on that, like in front of like 10-year
Yeah.
olds. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. That's terrible.
Yeah, maybe we should clear out that room. It's been a while.
Yeah. And I'm like, honestly, dude, if you're about to take her out to dinner tonight, because that's the other thing. He's like, "Oh, hey, by the way, kids, you're on your own. Because
Yeah. No
I'm gonna
sitter.
take your mom out and, maybe have a good time with your mom and
Yeah.
see what happens." But I'm like, dude, you probably fucked up the whole night by bringing up that shit or encouraging that shit at the dinner table.
Uh-huh.
She's like, "I don't know
Yeah, you're not getting
yeah,
laid.
he's not getting laid
Mm-mm.
tonight."
No.
Yeah. And Mark's just like, "Do y'all have to leave? Because your kid's fucking crazy. I really don't want to be left here."
They're like, "Don't worry, we left you the phone number of the restaurant.
Yeah.
You're
I'm like,
good."
"You need to leave me the phone number of a pizza place, first of all, and you,
Yeah.
you need to show me where the TV is." And because all bets are off. If you're making kids stay home by themselves, like, you need to sweeten the deal.
It literally all you have to do, and I know this for a fact, is you give them full reign of video games. You can play as long as you want. You can, have Little Caesars ordered, like McDonald's, whatever the fuck you want. They will not do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just let them, like it's a sleepover,
Yeah.
you know?
That's when you do negotiate with terrorists.
Yes, absolutely. That's the perfect
Yeah, if
time.
you just need
Yeah.
some pizza
Easy.
and PlayStation, then okay, fine, have it.
Yeah. I mean, I could stay in the house all day with no issues with those two things too.
That is
So,
true.
yeah.
Yeah. So the parents leave for the evening, and then immediately, like, Connie, the little kid, wants to play hide and seek. And then to
Hmm.
which, Henry's like, "All right." Because remember, I'm gonna make do on this threat I made earlier that I'm gonna hurt my kid's sister.
Hmm.
So
And Mark spends half of this movie like running around like a fucking cartoon character trying to like protect everyone
yeah,
from Henry.
it is pretty funny. So
Yeah.
yeah, the parents like barely are out of the driveway when all the lights to the house just shut off all at once. I would have at least like looked in the rearview mirror and be like,
We should go check on
I don't
that.
know if that's a good idea. But luckily, Mark is able to find Connie first, and is just like, "Nope, we're done. We're not playing this anymore. We're going to bed." Henry's just walking through the house saying cryptic shit, being like, "I don't know, man. You can do what you want, man. I'm gonna hurt her. I'm just gonna tell you.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell you right now."
I'm gonna fuck her shit up.
Yeah, you watch her all you want. You can stay up all night, man, eyes peeled. I am going to hurt this child. But ultimately, Mark's able to keep her safe at least through the morning. And
Yeah.
but then that's what he gets, man. The second he fucking goes to bed, he fucking wakes up and then finds out they're like, "Oh yeah, Henry and Connie went to the pond with all the thin ice."
Kids should not be ice skating by themselves. That's insane.
Well, or even clearly with a giant crowd of adults too, because no one does anything to help at all in this
Yeah.
situation. So Mark races off to this lake where you have like I would say at least 100 people there, like all skating on this
That was
lake.
not 100 people. I would say like 40.
Okay, still 50, yeah, sure. All
Hmm.
right, 40, 50 people.
A decent amount of
Decent
people,
amount of
yes.
people and more adults than children,
Oh, for sure.
right? And
Hmm.
it is pretty funny, like watching. Like, I guess his plan was like, yeah, dude, I'm just gonna go fast and just like whip her into, just whip this child like into onto the thin ice so she can crash
Hmm.
through and drown. Um, which he does successfully. Mark isn't able to get there in time. Henry throws her in the thin ice area and she falls through. She's drowning,
Hmm.
freezing, all that stuff. Um, there is a long amount of time where adults are just watching, just standing there watching.
Well, he's like reaching out his hand to
And
her, trying
he
to
kind of
get her to
holds out
grab
his
it.
like just
He's like holding it like so far away, like high up and far away. He's like,
yeah,
oh, I
yeah,
can't reach.
yeah,
Oh.
whoops. Ooh.
Um, Also, I don't know how they did this. I don't know what, like, because it was really hard to find behind the scenes stuff of this because it was all from like old VHSs, I
Mhm.
think. This also was a did their own stunts situation with this little girl falling into water. Now, I'm assuming they didn't actually put her into ice water, but they were outside in a cold location filming this. So they were like, yeah, it was really hard because, she was in like in like 30-20 degree weather, like in water. And I was like, oh my God.
Jesus.
The, it really was 1993.
And finally, two of the adults are like, all right, I guess we can intervene and get some axes and break some ice and pull this child out.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So,
Why are these two adults able to stand on top of the ice and not this small girl?
yeah. Or any other
It
or
just
any other adult that just wanted to try and help.
the physics of this doesn't really make sense, but it's fine. I'll put myself in a place of disbelief for that.
Do you know what to do when you fall through thin ice?
I used to, but then I decided I was never going ice skating on a lake, so I forgot.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, yeah, you have to kind of it's kind of like a shimmy beaching yourself situation because you want to disperse the weight. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
So like you don't want to like push up and then like jump up and stand up straight because you'll fall right through again. You want to
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
disperse your weight by kind of laying flat.
Oh, interesting. But how do you find the opening again? Because I think one of the reasons why people drown is they lose track of where they fell
Well,
in.
that's usually what happens. So you have to look
Yeah.
kind of for light, but
Yeah.
that's kind of where you're fucked if you
That's terrifying.
yeah. And then
I'm never
already
ice skating on a
all
lake.
of your
Mm-mm.
like muscles and organs are just shutting down
Oh my
because of the
gosh.
extreme cold, right? So
Yeah, that's insane.
that's a tough one. So these two adults save Connie, and Connie is taken to the hospital and is in the hospital for the rest of this movie, but she's not dead.
Hmm.
Um, all of this is just too much for poor Aunt Susan, who she's like, I need to go to my meditation cliff and process this. Uh,
Ignore those kids.
Ignore those kids. I'm just gonna go. And then again, I don't know where or how far away this is, this cliff
Hmm.
that's again by these like I don't know, whatever, close enough to these lakes,
Couldn't
close
be
enough to
that
this
far.
this ocean, and Mark arrives by himself and is like, "Hey, all right, I'm gonna come clean. This was not an accident. It did look like an accident, even though he didn't have proof." Um,
Yeah.
And then she just slaps him across the face and says, "Don't lie about my fucking child, you fucking asshole."
But she hugs him immediately, which is super weird.
Well, it's very that it feels like some very DV behavior, which I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's
ooh,
weird.
that's not healthy. I don't like that. Just like
Hmm.
slapping him and then just immediately being like, "Oh no, I'm sorry." But also don't
Yeah.
ever fucking lie to my kid ever again. And then just storms off and just leaves him just on this cliff
Yeah.
by himself. So, sure, okay. Um, we see Connie one more time in the hospital room, and this is when Henry's like trying to finish the job. He's like, he sees that pillow and he's like,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
eh, I can I can finish this right here, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I guess I'll give the mom barely a little bit of credit because she at least asks, like, so what happened on that ice, by the way? Not that I
Yeah.
believe that you tried to kill your sister, but
Hmm.
someone brought it up. I'm just doing my due
Just
diligence.
gotta double check.
Yeah. But it's not like she presses him on it. He's just like, what, it's an accident. She's like, oh, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, it apparently just again, I don't know where this hospital is, but the child is able to make it there on his own and then just nothing but empty hospitals in these movies we cover, but is able to
Yeah.
like get through security, front desk, any staff, and then into this girl's room, knowing exactly where it
Hmm.
is. But I don't know.
Yeah.
So
And then yeah, because he got there by himself and didn't realize that she would be there,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
So
She's like, "What are you doing here?"
he's probably like, what are you doing here?
Yeah.
You care about this fucking kid, really?
You also want to murder
Yeah.
her?
You should have told me this. This is where I get it from. Um,
Yeah.
so Mark calls his dad and is just like, hey, okay, Henry's crazy and pretty violent. Um, the dad's like, well, okay, I only drive, so that's gonna take me some time. Um,
And I talked to Henry. He said everything was
yeah, talk
cool.
to Henry. Yeah, I said I only talked to Henry once, and Henry said everything was cool, so I'm gonna go ahead and believe that.
Yeah.
Um, but I do think that the dad's not wrong, and it's probably good practice to be like, or well, I'm trying to think of how many times it would fit, like just saying, okay, I'm gonna need you to take everything that you just said to me and say that verbatim to your therapist, okay? I'm gonna need you to go, I need you to go just go to your therapist and tell her all of this, okay? In the
Yeah.
meantime,
Yeah.
and I'll try to hurry, but you go ahead. But
Interesting advice.
interesting advice.
I said, go to Uncle Wallace. I guess that's then Henry's his son, so
Yeah. Uncle Wallace was doing okay because Uncle Wallace, fucking finds Mark putting a pair of scissors to his kid's throat, and it still is just like, hey man, I'm not gonna get mad, but I'm gonna lock you in this room. I feel like he was
yeah.
trying, but
Yeah.
and maybe because Aunt Susan was like, dude, it's your brother's kid, man. Don't involve me in
Yeah.
this. I have no blood relation to this child.
Yeah.
So I'm just supposed to be the fun, unrelated aunt. Like,
Even though he thinks I'm his ghost mom.
yeah. So Mark tries to talk to the therapist, but Henry's already there talking to this therapist, being like, hey, I think Mark's the crazy one. There's some things Mark's doing that all right, I shouldn't say anything, but all right, I'll tell you. And then I don't think you hear exactly what he says to him, but basically he's probably just pinning all of this on Mark, right?
Hmm. For
Um,
sure.
and then Henry's just like, dude, no one is going to believe you.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't, everybody saw what happened at the ice skating situation.
It was an accident.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. But then also, again, Mark, I don't know. Yeah. And then and this whole thing about Mark being certain that his mom has like resurrected within Henry's mom,
Yeah, it's so
it
weird.
was very weird and kind of
Mhm.
unnecessary. But I,
Yeah.
or is this like weird kind of like pseudo flex where Henry's just like, yeah, sorry, Mark, no one's gonna fucking believe you, buddy. Everyone thinks you're crazy. And then Mark's just like, well, your mom is my mom now. How's that sound? And then Henry's like, where did this come from? You can't out cra
Yeah,
He
he's
was like, hold on. You can't out crazy me. I'm the crazy one. You can't be saying that
Yeah.
shit. Get the fuck out of here. What do you mean your
I
mom's my mom?
I do worry that that therapist couldn't tell that Henry was lying.
Yeah, she's not a good therapist. I
He,
don't know if she's like an
yeah.
actual licensed therapist. I think she is just like a volunteer in who's a
No,
neighbor.
if she's talking to kids, she's got to be a licensed therapist. Come on
I
now.
don't know. A lot of people,
They're rich
a
enough
lot of adults
to
say a
afford
lot of fucked up
therapists.
shit to children without a license to do so. I don't know.
That's
So,
true.
and, and then that night you've got this situation with like Henry like maybe poisoning all the food. I don't think he actually did.
He didn't. He was just fucking with him and trying to get him to act all
He's
weird.
like, maybe I did, maybe I did. You wouldn't.
Yeah,
You wouldn't.
which is so funny.
And then that very classic, abuser like gaslighting, like you like, and he does this a couple times in the movie, just like you wouldn't believe that I would, like just always kind of coming back with like the audacity of even thinking that I would do something
Yeah.
like this.
I would
Clearly, it's
poison my family?
yeah, gee, that I would, and he like doesn't even finish the sentence most of the time. That I would do dot dot dot. But
Yeah.
so, and then this is when Mark is going a little crazy, where he starts taking all the food,
He,
starts throwing it all out and putting it all down the
yeah.
whatever.
Mark,
Yeah.
you got to know that that makes you look like the crazy one.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, okay. So at this point, if I were the aunt, I'd be like, okay, maybe both these kids are crazy, and maybe we need it. Like at least, maybe we do need to
Maybe we
put them
should
in different rooms.
just call his dad, you
I'd be
know?
like, yeah, I think we're still struggling. There's still some things.
Hmm.
But let's see, the next morning, that shed we were talking about, who knows how long it's been, but the mom finally takes it upon herself to be like, well, maybe I just like look in this shed here. I stay at home. The shed is
Susan.
part of the home, maybe. Maybe I'll just take a look in this. I don't know. And then, like, it's not even like Henry's hiding anything. Like you walk into this shed and immediately you see like dolls hanging from nooses. If a kid knows how to tie a noose, that's an issue already.
That's an
That's a
issue.
flag.
Also, she doesn't even flinch at the hanging doll
No.
either. Like she goes right past it. She's like, "Oh, get that thing out of my face." Doesn't even look at it. Like Susan, if I saw that my son had hung something that looks like a person from the ceiling, I would be concerned.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And finds this rubber duck. Now,
Ooh,
Richard,
now she's
who's the
concerned.
deceased youngest brother of this family, drowned in a bathtub, and this mother was looking for this rubber duck and couldn't find it. And then turns out that Henry's been not even hiding it the whole time. It's just
No,
sitting right there.
could have found
Could
it.
have found it. Just look in all the places in your house
No.
instead of just being like, I don't know. That's it. That's my 11-year-old shed. Just let him. That's
Hmm.
just
Your
shed
your
business.
job is to stay at home.
Yeah, the shed is not the home. I don't live in that shed.
Yeah,
So maybe that's
she's
what the
like,
situation
ew,
is then.
ew, gross.
Yeah,
I'm
ew.
not going in that shed.
Yeah. So she finds this rubber duck. And then Henry shows up being like, "What are you doing in here?" And again, like if I were the mom, I'd be like, "Uh,
I'm an adult. I get to go where I
yeah,
please.
I'm the fucking adult."
Hmm.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I get to do what I fucking want. I pay the mortgage, or
Hmm. Hmm.
I sleep with the man who pays the mortgage on this place. So I've got a little bit of entitlement
Good
here.
point. just slightly above
I'm a little
yours.
above the food chain here, or above you here. Um, but she's just like, so where? So you had this the whole time, huh? And then Henry, he's more focused, and again, because he's a child, still is focused on like, well, it was my rubber duck first. So
Yeah.
when you keep saying Richard's rubber duck, no, it wasn't. So I was not
I'm talking
responding to
about,
that. Now, if you ask me where
yeah.
mine was, because it's mine, but dude, and that's why it's like it wasn't there when the kid went into the bathtub and or it was there and then wasn't there when he was found drowning and dead.
Hmm.
Ooh, shit.
That's pretty damning evidence.
I know. And I'm like, for as yeah, I don't know. He's still just a dumb child. But again, just knowing that, like, man, how
Yeah.
it's been so long before the mom hasn't even thought to check. Yeah.
Well, and it's not even just the fact that there's a couple things that I mean, Susan should have noticed that something was wrong a long time ago, but the fact that he's more concerned about that the duck was his before it was Richard's versus his mom being upset
Mhm.
that he had it, like knowing the behavior of a young boy that age and how they react normally to their parents being upset by their actions, they're either going to get pissed and not understand why you're upset, or they're going to be like, "Oh shit, I fucked up. I upset my mom or dad. Like, how do I rectify this?" And Henry literally does neither of those things.
Yeah.
He's just like very matter of fact, that's my duck. And also, I'll give them maybe a little bit of a pass since this is 1993. We probably didn't understand. Like, you can't even diagnose children this young with any type of like real real diagnosis of what is it called? It's like some sort of personality disorder
Mhm.
where you have no like remorse and things like that. Like
Like a
he's actually below the
disassociative.
age. Yeah, like he's too young to even be diagnosed with that. So like who knows if Susan even knew that existed, but you would have to know that there was something really wrong on top of the evidence of like that's weird that that duck would be missing when you were playing downstairs.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, she should have been looking everywhere for that duck, including the shed, Susan.
Quick question. So they hadn't seen um so when Mark and his dad arrive, they hadn't seen Mark since he was like one. But when was the last time they saw his dad? Because when the dad or someone have shown up to Richard's funeral?
Probably. I'm assuming that they didn't bring Mark to the child
Probably
funeral the
not.
same way that um
They didn't show up to,
Henry wasn't at that funeral. Like I think for
and Henry would have enjoyed
kids
that.
that age, oh, he would have loved it. He would have been like, "Oh my gosh, they're going to a
Uh,
funeral? I want to wear my best suit."
Yeah, love that. I want to look at some dead
I
bodies.
love watching people cry and grieve.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a real treat for me. Yeah, I think unless they're a very close relative, like for Mark it was his mom, so obviously he's going to be at that funeral. Like generally funerals are pretty heavy for children, so it makes sense that they wouldn't have gone.
So with all of that revelation, Henry takes the rubber duck, runs off, I think dumps it in the well in the graveyard.
That's
Um,
so fucked up.
yeah, the mom is like, I need to go to my meditation cliff and process this, so I'm gonna go do that.
No, she's running after
No, she
Henry,
goes to the meditation cliff.
right?
She's
Oh
like, nope,
God. This
I
woman.
gotta go to my spot. And at home, because Henry comes back home, and Henry's like, well, fuck my mom. And then, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe it's your mom now. So maybe I have no problem killing her then. How's that fucking sound?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe
You
I'm
said
gonna
it.
go leave. And then this is when Mark's just like, dude, I'm gonna fucking because now he's like again, it's just all kind of half baked. Because now you have like the passion of like thinking that like Mark thinking that Henry is going to kill now his the reincarnation spiritual reincarnation of his mother. that's when Mark's like, I'm gonna grab these scissors and I'm just gonna fucking cut your jugular right the fuck open. How's that fucking
Hmm.
sound? And then you've got
I love that.
Macaulay Culkin just like, just do it, do
Do
it.
it.
And I think he really meant it. He was like, do it. I like this.
He meant it because he knew that Mark wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
Like he's calling his bluff. He's like, "You're not gonna fucking stab me in the neck."
yeah. And then the dad, yeah, is just like, "Ooh, guys, okay, hey." And that see, I feel like that's how I would act, where I'd be like, "Hey, okay, give me the scissors." And I'd just kind of shake and be like, what are you doing? What is that?"
What's happening
Yeah,
here?
so I need to lock you in a room. I mean, because thankfully I'm an adult man. I can subdue all of you. So you're gonna get locked away. The therapist is coming over because I can't deal with this. Um, we're not just taking you to like a hospital or something right now to just get just
Yeah.
committed or something, at least just for the time being. Um, and then meanwhile, Susan's home from her cliff meditation and to be intercepted by Henry. And then I think this is, and then obviously the mom's, Susan's putting kind of all of this together now. And
Hmm.
she's like, I need to talk to you. Yeah, I need to talk to you and ask some
In the middle
questions.
of the woods. Yeah,
Well,
I'm like, girl, sit him down with the therapist.
well,
Like,
and that's when, yeah, like when Macaulay Culkin's like, let's go on a walk through the woods, like we used to. And I'm like, why are
mhm.
you talking like that? And two,
You're
no, are you gonna try and fucking kill me? Why are you
nope.
acting all
I'd
weird
be
like
like,
this?
we're going
Yeah,
inside.
we're going inside. I'm gonna tie you to something and we're gonna sort this out.
Yeah.
But nope, she just goes and walks off with him. And yeah, I mean, this is finally like Henry's just giving no fucks at this point, right? Because she's like, "Did you kill Richard?" And he's like, "What if I did?" Which that means there is no that what if I it just means yes. Yes, yes, I did.
Oh, it absolutely does. You remember O.J. Simpson wrote that book?
If I
Um,
did it.
like, so what if I did it?
Yeah.
Literally, that's your way of saying you did it. I have to say, Susan shows a lot of restraint here that I don't think I would have. Like, that I know that she's got some difficult decisions coming up here, but this is where, like, this is so terrible that I'm about to say this out
Yeah.
loud. This is where, like, some level of child abuse is okay. If I say, "Did you kill Richard?" and you say, "What if I did?" You're getting slapped. You're getting fucking slapped in the face. I would have slapped that kid in the fucking face. The audacity to
Yeah.
be sassy in that moment, to be sassy, there's something absolutely wrong. If you would have broke down and cried and said it was an accident, then it's a different story because it's like, okay, maybe he accidentally killed his brother. We got to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
But I would have slapped that kid. Oh my gosh. I when he says that, oh my goodness. And I do think that she does some pretty good acting here. Like her reaction to him saying that is pretty good. Like this is a good scene.
Well, and really taking it like literally like, well, if you did, yeah, okay, I'll answer your question. What if you did? If you did,
Yeah.
yeah, I'd have to get you some help. We'd
Yeah.
have to figure this out, And
Hmm.
it's so funny because I know you and I've talked about this before. Like all
Hmm.
it takes is just like a little bit of remorse and at least a little bit of some humility, like just coming and being like,
Hmm.
"Whoops, mom accidentally killed somebody." You would be like, "All right, I'm gonna help you cover this up."
Hmm.
But
For
we're gonna
sure.
have to, just really think about this.
It
But like if you're showing no remorse and being sassy and shit to me, that's worse than killing someone accidentally, as far as
well,
I'm
and
concerned.
also this is a very specific situation because when I had thought about this movie, I will admit I completely fucking forgot about Richard. So when
Mhm.
I watched it this time, I was like, "Oh shit, there's that other like aspect." Now I only have one child, so I can't prove that you would love them the same. But I would assume that if one of my children killed my other child, Like that's like the one person you can't kill,
Yeah.
like to pit like your mom, if your mom's crazy like me, she's gonna stick up for you. But if you kill your sibling,
Mm.
oof, that's rough. That's rough. So, yeah.
It's a tough one.
Hmm.
So Henry's like, well, you're just gonna lock me away, you know? So
Yeah,
do you even love
we sure
me?
are.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I'm like, yeah, yeah,
No, not
definitely.
anymore.
And no, we don't love you anymore. So he runs off towards the meditation cliff. She follows. Um, and he has every intention of killing her.
Oh, for sure. He fakes her out.
Yeah, dude fakes her out. She's at the cliff. She's like, hold on, this is where I meditate. Why am I here? And then he like, dude, fucking like a smug little fucking asshole just walks out behind the bushes. He's like, you think I'd do that, mom? Like, and just fucking like shoves her off.
Hmm.
Jesus Christ. You only
Yeah.
get one shot at this, and he fucked it up. Comes like
Oof.
you only have
Yeah.
one shot to try and kill your parents, just straight up.
Yeah.
And yeah, ugh.
Oh, Susan.
Yeah, that's why you
Yeah.
gotta just at least, a couple shotguns behind their back, like the Menendezes or something, like you,
Yeah, be ready to back that up.
yeah, if you're gonna be eye to eye with your mother pushing her off a cliff, you need to make sure she fucking hits the bottom. Ugh.
Oh,
And
yeah.
she doesn't.
Hmm.
Um,
No, she does not.
so she's able to pull herself up. In the meantime, Mark shows up, still kind of too late, and they get in a scuffle. And then this is like, yeah, the infamous part of this movie, right? And not really a tough choice to make. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm not a
No.
parent. I don't know. But
Yeah.
and two, I also respect, like, I also take very seriously if I am put in charge of someone else's child. No, I can't. It doesn't matter. I can't drop them off a cliff. I can't do that. That's just, that's just
Oh
being
my gosh.
responsible, right? So they do their tumble. They both fall off. The mom grabs them both and has like one in each arm. I love this.
Hmm.
I love it, and
Oh, I love
I
it.
love that the movie
It's
goes
so
there.
dark.
Yeah,
It's so dark. I love that it goes there. And I I would imagine if you were a random person going to the theater to see this, there is no chance this shit didn't catch you off
yeah.
guard. Like you're like, no fucking way. She's not gonna drop that kid. There's no way.
Yeah, there's gonna
And
figure out like the dad's gonna show up. There's gonna be
yes,
something.
something's gonna happen. Yeah, it's pretty I think that's one of the things that I like most about this movie is that it that goes fucking hard.
Yeah, dude, because
Hmm.
she is losing grip on Mark, and you've got fucking Henry being like,
And he's so full of
dude, he's
shit.
so full of shit because he's like, I need your other arm, Mark, or I need your other arm, Mom, help me, help me. And I'm like, dude, you have a perfectly good grip right now. It's the other kid
Yeah,
that's losing it.
yeah.
And she just fucking looks her kid in the eye, just lets go and grabs the
She
kid.
didn't even say anything either. She didn't even give him it like an I love you or anything.
No, well, because why would she say I love you? Fuck him,
I know.
right?
I know.
Yeah, it'd be like, say hi to Richard for me. Just drop him. Say some
Hmm.
cool shit.
Say, yeah. Say a cool one-liner to your
Yeah.
kid before you drop him off the cliff.
I love that.
I also love the shot after he falls. They show his fucking
And the
body in the
bloody ass
water.
rock.
Yes. Like they didn't even need to do that, and they do, and it's so
Yeah.
good. Like I think too, the reason why I like that shot is because it really shows the fucking gravity of Susan's decision.
Yeah.
Like she saw that shit
That's
too.
hardcore.
That would be traumatizing.
Yeah.
Absolutely traumatizing. She's fucked up for life,
Dude, it's,
and she needs a new therapist.
yeah. Well, there's only one in town, so oh my gosh. But yeah, fuck. Well, we said earlier 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah.
In baseball, 1 out of 3 gets you to Cooperstown. So You got Connie left. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and who knows how she's doing? She's hospitalized
Yeah. So when she gets all,
and not
yeah, when
conscious.
she gets all the feelings in her digits back, she'll be like, "What happened?"
Wait,
But to be
what?
fair, dude, like, yeah, like Henry was a fucking asshole to her anyway. So, like, being abusive and hurting
Oh,
her and
she's probably
shit.
like, I just turn into an only child?
Yeah, I love this in this big old house.
Damn.
Damn, oh, dude, I want your
Connie got the best ending.
Connie. Yeah, did have to go through it a little bit, but got the
Hmm,
best ending.
for sure.
So yeah, I mean, you have this kind of you know, post um, you know, ending here where yeah, everything kind of works out. Fucking you got I mean,
You don't see his dad
yeah, you don't
again.
see the dad again, or Uncle Wallace, but then you've got fucking Elijah Wood with his own meditation cliff, kind of standing there like you see in the beginning of the movie. Just again, like
Hmm.
just where is like an adult? Like he is in like a very big, vast amount of land by himself. Like I don't even see where like a road is nearby. Like where did he get to
Yeah,
this?
that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe like he was driving with his dad on the way home and they like pulled off for a little
He's
bit.
like, Dad, here, I need to ponder. Let me go to this spot.
I need to be deep and have my thoughts and have like the worst thoughts. Like he's like, I wonder if Susan, if she had a second go at things, if she would have still dropped Henry off that cliff. Probably because Henry was a piece of shit.
How do you continue on from there? Like, what does like the next family gathering look like? Or does
Oh my God. I'd be like, Susan, Wallace, I am never letting my child near you ever again. Your family dynamic is fucked
Yeah,
up.
you all are unfortunately just yeah, I mean like inattentive, sure, but like it's only an issue when the kids start trying to murder each other, right? And like plotting to do so, right? Because otherwise it's like, yeah, parents aren't around
But
much,
that's
but it's okay. We all just left our own devices and have some fun. But
but that's the thing. Susan is so unrealistic to me as a mother in the way that if if you had a child drown in a bathtub, or even if you had a child have a near death experience in a bathtub, like kids kids drown in the bathtub often.
yeah,
The statistics are scary because it,
through my work, I am on a quarterly call
oh,
and I learn of all the different ways kids in my county die.
hmm,
And a lot of it is climbing out of windows and falling out of windows. That's a pretty common one.
yeah, yeah,
And
uh,
for babies, it's people rolling over and sleeping on them. So please
yeah,
put them in a fucking carriage.
yeah. Co-sleeping is dangerous.
Yeah.
So, okay. The thing is that her parenting style should have completely shifted after that, even if it's in a non-healthy way. Like, there's no way that a therapist would have been able to fix her, but like get her to a normal place. Like, I think about like, anytime, like, oh, here you go. My son recently was choked on an ice cube, could not breathe. It was lodged in his throat. And my husband did the Heimlich maneuver on him. I was not home when this happened, of course. And it popped out of his throat. After that, this child has no fucking ice in his beverages. He doesn't get ice. He has fucking room temperature refrigerated beverages. He does not have ice. And when he does have ice, he has to use a straw supervised with us. Reminder, he's 11 and we're so paranoid about fucking ice cubes now. So Susan should be watching her children, not sending them off to go ice skating on their own. I'm sorry. Can you drown, Susan? Can you drown when you're ice skating? You absolutely can. And you're about to risk another one of your three children?
I would have
There's no chance. There's no chance that she would be anything less than super duper fucking paranoid when it comes to water.
Yeah, I would think so. Because that does seem to, yeah.
It seems too unbelievable to me. But again, for the sake of the plot, that wasn't going to work. And I have some thoughts on like between the two boys, but I'll go into that with boo scores. So,
Okay. Well, before we get into our boo scores, Natalie, what are the taglines for this movie?
hmm. There are three taglines for this movie.
Okay.
The one that I think I've seen the most because of the like VHS cover is Evil has many faces.
Okay.
So I'm assuming the face of a child can also be evil.
I'd say so.
Is the moral of the story there? Um, in a quiet town, in a comfortable home, in a perfect body, evil can be as close as someone you love.
I don't like talking about child's bodies
I
like that.
know.
What
I
is
don't
that
know why
about?
it says a perfect body. Like,
What?
but maybe like they could have reworded it to
That's
like
how like Donald Trump talks about his
like
child daughters.
oh, what if
Weird.
it was in a quiet town, in a comfortable home, in a perfect family, evil can be as close as someone you love. That way they're not like talking about his body.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, yeah. This one is my favorite. Visiting the relatives isn't always a treat. So stupid.
I think I would have tried to mm, stew on that one a little bit better because like is visiting relatives like a treat
Ever a treat? Yeah.
otherwise? I mean like
No.
that's generally the joke, right? Is that,
Yeah.
seeing relatives is tough, but I
Even if they're not trying to murder you.
yeah, I'd stew on that one a little bit, but I feel like you could play off like
Yeah.
something.
Well, I like it because it's so dumb. Like it's not a treat to visit relatives, especially when you're like 12. You're like, "Oh, fuck, we have to go to Aunt Susan's house." Like you're like, I don't
Yeah.
want to go there."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Boo scores. Would you like me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. So this movie is it's a lot.
Yeah.
It feels very like straight to VHS. Um,
It wasn't
I
though.
know. And then especially
Yeah.
like, not
It feels Lifetime movie.
yeah, not to knock the guy too, but this score from Elmer Bernstein like
Mm,
feels just very like it doesn't fit. It does not work for me.
TV
Yeah,
movie.
it's very
Yeah.
TV movie.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, this dude's made like over 150 original film scores. That's pretty nuts. Let me see what else has he done. He's um, he oh, this guy's an EGOT winner. So
Oh.
there you go. Yeah, Jesus, yeah. Ten Commandments, Magnificent Seven, True Grit, Cape Fear, Blues Brothers, Airplane, Animal House, Stripes. Let's go heavy metal. What? No, no way.
For heavy metal?
No, he did the score for Ghostbusters. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh.
Okay, well, fine. I guess
Whoa.
that was not, yeah, Despise Like Us, Three Amigos. Okay, he's done like a lot of
Maybe
classics.
maybe he wasn't feeling very passionate about this one.
Yeah, this one was just not working for me at all. And really
Yeah,
takes me out of it in certain scenes.
I agree.
Um, I thought, I mean, I don't know. I feel like everybody did a commendable enough job. And maybe I was expecting more, I guess, out of Macaulay Culkin, but
Hmm.
I wasn't buying him being crazy. But I did
No.
think that Elijah Wood did a good job.
I think it's because Macaulay Culkin, he comes across as mischievous, and maybe it's because you have Kevin McAllister stuck in your head, but like he doesn't come across as
or
psychotic.
threatening in
He
any
co
way.
or threatening. Yeah, he just comes across as like a shitty little bully,
Yeah.
right?
So
Yeah.
he's not really selling me with like the any like actual real danger this kid can pose.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but it's like a fun enough movie, like, and also,
Hmm.
hey, fucking hour 26 minutes. Love that.
Ooh, and like 5 minutes of that is the fucking credits that
Yeah.
roll at the beginning of the film.
So real lean. Love that. This is real lean cuisine of a movie. And yeah, and like I'm fine with the child violence. Of course, it'll lose a boo score, maybe half a boo because of the dog death.
Of
Um,
course.
yeah, maybe show me a little bit with Richard drowning in the pool or in the bathtub, maybe.
Hmm.
But hey, definitely, like I'm thinking there's another movie that came out recently that, we were talking about where there's some child violence and it happens like in the like second post-credits scene and you're like, come on,
Hmm.
stop pulling your punches. Just let's go for it.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Go
and I
hard.
can now
Go hard or go
and I can
home.
now just point to Good Son, be like, come on. 23 years
Hmm.
ago, 33 years ago, sorry.
Yeah.
But I think this movie is fine. I don't know if it's great by any means, but I do think it's
No.
serviceable. I do think that,
Hmm.
I don't know. I think like if you're our age and you missed it in the 90s, I'd say like, yeah, watch it.
Yeah, you'd have to have experienced the 90s as a child. I think if somebody, I'd say under 30, watched this movie, gosh, maybe even like 35, watched this movie, I think you probably wouldn't enjoy it. I don't think they would enjoy it.
Yeah. So, I think it's a perfectly watchable Tubu movie.
That's fair.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah. Gosh, I have so many thoughts on this movie. So obviously, I watched this a lot as a kid, as I shared. This was my first time watching it through a parental, like maternal lens. So that definitely shifted things for me,
Hmm.
but in a positive way, not in a negative way, because goddamn, Susan, God, terrible, terrible mothering. But what I thought about a lot with this movie, I like the fact that the threat is from within the family instead of an outsider coming in
Yeah.
or them moving and having a new threat presented to them. Like the danger was in the house the whole time, which is kind of fun. So this movie reminds me a lot of Orphan. I know Orphan obviously came out much later. Um, but just the small tight cast of like, it just being the parents, the kids, the therapist, you get more time with the children than the adults. I like all of that about this movie. And I like that it's like a Lifetime movie, but I agree the score is shitty. So I like that it has that Lifetime movie feeling. Like I like the cheesiness of it. I like the early 90s feeling of it. Um, one of the things that I didn't talk about, but I think is really interesting, and I thought a lot about this time, and again from a parental lens, I think one of the things that they did really well, and I'm hoping this was intentional, is that you have Henry, who is supposedly this like really good kid. He's got, married parents that live in a beautiful home. He's got this great situation. He seems like he's you know, very intelligent. I mean, he is very intelligent, obviously, the little schemes he's able to pull off. Um, and then you've got Mark, who comes from a home where his mom is dying of some sort of terminal illness. I'm assuming cancer.
Hmm.
And then you've got his dad who clearly works all the time because if he's taking a 2 week work trip right after his wife died, he's probably a workaholic. So we're going to assume that Mark is coming from a different background. Um, and you also have the stereotype of kids who play video games are usually more the worst ones. So, he's got his Game Boy in the beginning, and the dad makes the comment of like, you're missing a lot of great stuff out here. Like, you should look up from your video game and see what's going on around you. And Henry is outside playing, presumably enjoying nature, doing all the things that parents think are the right
Right.
things. And you've got this situation of where they kind of flip this, like, this nature versus nurture kind of question. And Henry, who has had this, other than his brother dying, which he caused, has had a pretty privileged life, right?
Hmm.
And he knows how to replicate emotions of a normal child, but he doesn't experience those emotions, and he's not emotionally intelligent because of it. He's intelligent, but he's not emotionally intelligent, which Mark has that side of it. He's very emotionally intelligent. He's sensitive. He still doesn't get it all because he's 12, and the same with Henry. But I thought that dynamic was really fun. I like the idea of someone just being born just evil, as Mark calls it.
Yeah.
But if Henry would have made it out of this, he would have been a full-fledged serial killer.
Oh yeah.
So and I don't think that Susan or Wallace had anything to do with that. I don't think they were great parents, but I don't think they had anything to do with that. I think Henry was just, there was just something, wires were not connecting or crossed or something. So I think that's really interesting. I have seen this movie a lot. It was on in a hotel. I would definitely leave it on. I think these types of movies are the perfect type of movie to have on in the background.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think it's a solid two boo movie. Um, and I would recommend it to people of our age group who have never watched it, especially if you grew up as a kid watching Macaulay Culkin and like watching his movies. I think it's fun to see him play the bad guy, even if he's not the most convincing. So, sorry, I went on that long tangent, but I was like evaluating these boys and their upbringing and just as I exhibited through this whole episode and conversation, the judgmental nature of parents and how you raise your kids and how they end up. I think as a lot is to be said of how the maybe it's genetics, maybe it's, whatever it is, how they just naturally are
Hmm.
can dictate how you parent and should dictate how you parent. So I just had to make sure that I threw that on the table. That's it, two boos.
Love that. That's all I've got on the good son. Anything else?
No, that's it. That's all I got.
Love that. Well, I'm glad I watched it.
Good. Yeah, you chose
Yeah.
this. So
Thought it'd be a
good
fun one.
job.
I thought it was a good conversation.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I knew it would be a fun conversation because it was controversial for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, you don't see movies go quite as hard like that anymore. It's a shame.
Mm-mm. Like, you can get child death in movies more than ever before in 2026,
It's
but
not as
I
fun.
will say it's having a mother let her son slip out of her hands off of a cliff is pretty fucking hardcore.
Yeah, like
So,
making the decision and giving him a cold look and
whew.
just letting him go.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah.
and just watching
Oh,
him just bounce right off
Susan.
that rock. Ugh.
She's like, one less thing to worry about while I'm at home.
Yeah. Well, always a great time, Natalie,
Mhm.
talking about these movies. And I think this, yeah, like I said, this is a good one to talk about. And yeah, no, no, no. Hmm, that's all I got. Trying to think if there's any other just kind of words of wisdom to leave behind, but I would say just, go, you know, um, don't always go with maybe always go with your first therapist. Try them out. And maybe stay away from meditation cliffs.
Yeah, don't hang out on a cliff.
Yeah, don't hang out on a cliff. Don't do it. All right, everybody. Take care. Three, two, one, ghost.
Thanks for listening to our episode on The Good Son. If you enjoyed this episode, you could subscribe to our podcast and leave a 5 boo review on whichever platform you choose to listen. You can find us on Instagram at 321ghostpod and give us a follow. We would love to hear your thoughts on the film. Follow us on Letterboxd at 321ghostpod to see our boo scores on all of the movies we've covered so far. Next week, we're going back to the cabin to continue our franchise series and discuss Sam Raimi's Evil Dead 2: Dead by Dawn. Thanks again for listening. And remember, it might be a good idea to start evaluating which of your loved ones you would choose to drop off of a cliff, just in case the situation presents itself. 3, 2, 1, ghost.